Night Watch, Nightmare Mode, Terror and Treasure in the Dark Corners of the World by Patrick Todoroff, The Dwarves of Airom. Let's take a look at them. These stunty boys are trying to reclaim Jerusalem. Well, they're trying to claim the dwarf equivalent, which is the Caverns of Airom. They have found the location of the back door, busted through the Dark Lord's black gates, and they have recovered the key to that door. Now they have to carry that key and race all the way back to town where they can rest, refit, and then make their final push. We have got 4 dwarf heroes here, each of whom has a single companion to help him out. From left to right, we are looking at Bob Iojimbo with a big ol' axe, and his dwarf companion with a big hammer is Gav Inmorgan. He's got a crossbowman dwarf. And then with the hand axe and shield, that's Jonal Amshead. He went ahead and he went down to the pound and grabbed himself a pupper. This is a D10. He operates just like a terror. He gets 3 actions at D10, and he's swift. So he moves 8 inches per turn. Opposite him is Arthur de Casilva. He's got a mace, and he has hired himself, one of these bigs, one of these giants, a ranger. He's one of them rangers. And he's not going to hold it against him. He may be a little too tall to be trusted, but, what are you going to do? So he also gets 3 actions with the D10s. These two, the animal companion and the, might as well be an animal companion, they only have 1 hit point. As soon as they fail their first test, they're going to go down. All of our dwarves are wearing heavy armor. They only move 5 inches per action, and they get to roll 2d6 when they're trying to defend. So they got that going for them. The bad guys, as usual, we are running through an undead gauntlet here. The guys attacking with blunt weapons, they're all the same 2-hit, but when it comes time for that dodge defense roll, the blunt weapon, when attacking skeletons, means the skeleton has to roll a 5-up to succeed. The bladed weapons, they only have to roll a 3-up to succeed. Blades don't cut bones. You really need to break them bones. Now, the terrors that we're facing, that doesn't apply. Just for the skeletons. And I've mixed up the skeletons a little bit. We're going to bring out the bowmen a little faster. Well, actually, in turn 2, it'll be 3 bowmen for the skeletons. And then turn 3, it'll be 1 bowman and 2 spearmen. Otherwise, it'll be just like the last episode. And then at turn 4, starting on turn 4, it's going to be 3 terror per... on turn 4, 5, it's going to be 3 terror per portal. It's going to get nasty if our dwarves are still on the board. Now, let's take a look at this terrain so I can show you how I've tried to make it as, I guess you could call it, as difficult as possible. Give the dwarves meaningful choices. That's what it's all about. Our dwarves are going to start down here in the corner of the table. I'll shift them over. They're 5 inches is as close as they can get. They're going to have to race up this valley, and as we look over here, you can see there are 2 trees. They got to get past those trees in order to get through. There is a central valley that has a number of patches of sandy areas. The sand, now this patchy sand here, does not block line of sight. It's just a low rise. This patch of sand and any patch of sand costs 2 inches to cross 1 inch of ground. So our dwarves now have a choice to make. Are they going to go through that slow patch, or are they going to try to go around? If they go around, they're going to be getting closer to these spawn points for our enemies. And then the other question is, do I want to split them up, or do I want to keep them all together? That's really going to depend on the dice. Let's set the camera behind our boys, figure out where exactly they start, and we'll get moving. I'm going to start off with my crossbowman here to see how far he can move. And with a 1 and a 1, he's only going to get his first free movement. So he'll race up to here. The other crossbow dwarf is right there, and with a 7 and a 4, he can move a grand total of 15 inches. We're going to take advantage of all of it. It'll be 4 to there, and then it'll be 9 to there, and then another 1.5 inches. We're going to go ahead and put them right on top. Like so. That's it for the D8 guys. I want to see where my ranger is going to wind up next. And with a 2, 2, and a 5, he's going to be able to move a total of 12 inches. So we'll race him straight up to... It would be nice to get him into some kind of cover. That's 9 inches to there, and then he can move another 1.5 inches. So we'll put him up top too, and that should slow down. So we can kind of, yeah, something like that. Then we have a animal companion who I want to save him for last. Our dwarves, we're going to take one at a time, and we'll just go from right to left. They get a free movement of 5 inches, so that's going to be 10 to start for you, and we'll race him up here to protect his bowman, and then we'll see how far he can move. He's going to get a grand total of all 4 movements. I probably should have saved one of those. All right, we're going to race him up to right up to the front. It's going to be 11 inches. We'll take him to here. And then another 1/2 inch. That's 11.5 inches. He's got, he can move another 8 inches. We'll put him right here in the lead. And you can see now why this is going to be such a challenging scenario for these guys. 20 inches for our guy with it was a Bobby Yojimbo, can move 6 to there. And then 9, and then he's going to go another 11 inches. We can actually, we probably should have, that's pretty good. He's kind of on his own now, though. Are we sure we want to do that? I don't think so. I think we're going to bring him back 5 inches, and we're going to bring him up. We're going to keep him relatively close to some assistance. And then, and I should point out, the guy with the big hammer, yeah, that's Bob Yojimbo. And the guy, I'm sorry, Gav is the guy with the big hammer. Now we're going to be doing Jonal Amsed. He's got the axe and shield. He's only going to get to move a total of 15 inches, and 12 will bring him to there. So that's 8. And then we have a choice between going there and another 1.5 inches. Let's see, at 15 inches, 8. He's got 7 more inches of movement. So 6, and then he's going to stop right here. And then finally, we've got one animal companion who can race right across the board. And by the way, he moves 8 inches per movement. So maybe with this guy, let's think about this. We're going to try to move once, and we're going to get it, succeed on a up. So he can move 12 inches. That 12 inches is going to allow him to move right here. No, 16 inches. He can move another 4. He's going to come right on up to there, between those rocks, and then he has the ability to hold an action. I'll put a blue chip underneath him. In his action, I'm going to put him right there, actually. He's going to go right on the portal. We made this mistake last time. Anybody that appears on that portal is immediately going to take a D10 attack from the good boy. And we're ready for the bad guys. So we can see all 4 of our portals, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 4, as you can see from the tiles in there. And we're going to bring on 3 spear skeletons on number 4. And one of them is going to give the dog a bone. Right off the bat. But before we handle that, let's see where our first 2 terrors come on. Number 2 is going to be right back here on this side. Those are mummies, and I put them on as close to the center as I can. I think we should start down here. Doggo is going to jump this guy, and he makes 2 attacks with 2d10. And with a 2 and a 6, he gets 1 hit. This skeleton has to make a save, and an 8 is successful. So unfortunately, Guard Dog failed in his duty to guard, and he's probably going to get jumped pretty hard here. Oh man, he might be the best of us all. I'm going to start with the mummies over there. In the last battle, our mummies were pretty pokey. They can move 6 inches right off the bat, and they're going to move towards the nearest dwarf, which in this case is one of our companions. 6 inches will not do it. He's going to have to... I don't even know if you can see that. Go ahead and slide like so to bring it a little more into line. So we're handling this combat first. Now he is a little over 6 inches away. He's got to roll. An 8 is going to bring him into contact, and he's going to make 2 attacks. With a 1 and a 4, he gets 1 hit. This dwarf is armored and is going to blow both of his, and he goes down immediately. This crossbow guy, well, he's Ooh, that was a little ugly. Now we got one more terror here, who is going to use his free movement to start. 6 inches to the nearest dwarf, which is Bob Yojimbo. Then he's going to try to move into contact with Bob. And with an 8, he's going to make it, and then he's going to make 2 attacks. So that's going to be a 0 and a 6. That's 2 hits. Bob is going to have to save twice. And we're looking for 4-ups. He saves the first, saves the second. And then we're going to do our skeletons down here. Now, the skeletons only use D8s for what they're doing, but they do get to move for free. The rule is they will move to the nearest... We're going to start with this guy, actually. The rule is they'll move to the nearest enemy. If they're already in contact, they'll make an attack. So he misses with both of his attacks. He's not going to get his free move. This guy will move into contact, and he's going to hit once. And the dog defends with a D8 and makes it. And then this guy, this guy moves in, but he gets a +2 because he's the third guy to jump. So it's going to be 1 hit, and the dog has to make a save. And makes it again. So, wow, he's really holding his own there. That's the end of the turn 1. Moving on to turn 2, we've got some decisions to make. Bob Yojimbo does have a token of teleportation. He can teleport 3 inches right out of the way and then boogie on down the road. The question is whether we want to abandon our dog. And I think it's going to depend on what happens with our guys here in the back. I want to move these guys first. We'll start with our big boy can move a total of 3 inches on his free move, right? He moves 6 inches, cut in half, that's 3, and then he has 3 actions to take. So we're going to start by checking the first action. He can move 2 inches and then 6, so he can move to right here. And that's his second action. So he actually 6 inches is as far as he can move total. So he comes back just a little bit further. His second action is going to be to move again. And he can move a total of 2.5 inches into here. So he's going to stop right there. And then his third action, he's just kind of going to run on down. So he can get all the way up to here. And he stops. Very brave, that guy. Very brave. Very cool. This crossbowman can now use his free move to turn, and then he's going to take 2 shots at that guy. He gets 1 hit, and it fails. So that terror goes down. And then, we're going to use our token, and we're going to teleport 3 inches. And that 3-inch teleportation will bring him to right here. And then we can use his free move to get him to the edge of the terrain piece. Those guys are dead. Okay. Now we got to roll for 3. We're just gonna run. Sorry, crossbowman. Slow him down for us, would you? Oh, that's what you get. That's what you get for not being loyal. He ain't moving anymore at all. Then we've got Mr. Arthur de Casilva with the mace is going to try to use all of his actions. He's going to get to move a grand total of 20 inches. And if we add it all up, it's going to be 4, 10, 14, and he still has 1.5 inches left. So he's going to get all the way up to there. Wow. Man, Arthur. It's like Jesse Owens of dwarves, isn't he? We've got this dwarf then who is going to move. That is Jonal. Says, sorry dog, I really appreciate your sacrifice, but I got to move 20 inches. That's going to be 6 to there, 6 to there. That's 12, 18, 12, 16, and then 4 more inches. He's going to make it all the way over. Just behind there. Looking good, guys. Looking good. Boy, sometimes cowardice sure does pay off, doesn't it? I'm being a little hard on these guys. They're trying to reclaim their Holy Land. They're trying to reclaim their home. I think they can probably be forgiven. And then, man, I don't know about this, guys. That's 3 more moves. It's going to be, let's call it 1.5 inches to there. This is 6.5 inches to get across there. It's another 4 inches to get to here, so that's 10.5. He's going to have to run around his companion. That costs 18, so he's only going to have 2 more inches to go. And I'm telling you, Bob, you better turn off the afterburners because our dwarves are all done. That's not true. Our doggo here gets to make an attack. We're going to take it one at a time. He's attacking that first guy. He gets a hit, and that skeleton is going to pass. I'm just going to roll them both at once. The red is for doggo. He hits in a pass, and then a third attack is going to be a hit and a failure. So doggo at least puts down one of the skeletons. And this time we're going to bring on 3 skeleton bowmen at point number 4. They're going to come on down here. And we've got 2 more terrors entering the board at number 1, which is up there. So the terrors are 2 more mummies, and our bowmen are down here. And since the dog is already engaged in combat, those bowmen are going to move. What are they going to do? They are going to move up, and they're going to take a shot at the nearest dwarf. So they're going to line up here with their free moves, and then we're going to have to resolve 3 attacks against Bob. And each of those attacks is going to be 2d8. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and roll them all. It's going to be 2 hits that he needs to resolve. It's going to be 1 more hit, so that's 3, 4, 5 hits that he needs to resolve. The good news is all he needs is a 4. That's 1, 2, 3. That's a failure, so he takes a wound, and number 5 is another wound. So he takes 2 wounds. He only gets his free move. He only gets his free move and his D6 action. They lit him up. And it's not going to get any better anytime soon. We've got 2 guys down here. 2 skeletons are going to make an attack against Doggo. The first one is going to hit once. Doggo's going to save. The second one is going to hit once, and Doggo is going to save. Yeah, tie him down. Hold him down there, guy. Then we've got 1 more mummy who is going to be... He's close enough to come to contact with Crossbow Dwarf. And then he's going to have his attack is going to miss. His second attack is going to hit. And the Crossbow Dwarf is going to save. So the third attack is going to be a miss. And yeah, you hold your ground there too, Mr. Crossbow Dwarf. We just have 2 more mummies way up here that we have to do their movement. And they're going to race over to try to intercept. When they get to here, they'll catch sight of the dwarves, and they're going to run at the nearest engaged dwarf. So that, we got to roll to see how many actions it takes to get there. And with the first one is going to get a movement, so he will be able to make contact. And then he's going to make 2 attacks. Both of those are going to be hits. And it'll be 1 save and 1 failure. So that's a wound. He now has 1 less action to do. And then this mummy is going to move into contact as well. The AI says move to the nearest visible guy. He's going to have 1 hit is going to be saved. I might as well just roll all 3 of these at once. So it's going to be a hit, which is not saved, and then he's still up, so that third one is going to be a miss, and we don't need to worry about the save. So 2 wounds over here on Gav. Things just got a little more challenging, didn't they? Oh, you thought this was going to be a cakewalk. It's time for the dwarves to go, and this crossbow dwarf is going to start the action. He's going to make 1 attack, and he's at -2, so he only hits on a 6. His second attack is also going to fail. Then we're going to roll for our dog here, who is doing his level best. He's got 3 attacks against, well, we'll roll against that skeleton. And the skeleton saves the first hit. We'll roll red for the dog and blue for the save. So the dog misses, and then with his third attack, the dog misses again. Gav is going to use his free move to imbibe a potion. And that potion removes all wounds. So he's unhurt. But he still needs to get off the table, and he's bringing up the rear, so it's not going to be easy. He's got to use all 3 attempts to move, so with 2 successes, he's going to be able to run 10 inches. And that means he's gonna be smarter than his companions. He's going to move 10 inches, is going to bring him over to here. And it does put him in cover. It's going to force these guys to move to get a clear line of sight. We're going to turn, he's going to move to here as his free action, and he's going to reserve an attack for the first skeleton to show himself. Nah, is that what we want to do here? Man, I don't think so. I think we're going to wait on our companions. We got enough silver. We can hire new guys. New suckers who think they're going to survive the penultimate battle. Remember, battle number 7 will be our last one. Instead, I think what we need to do is focus in on... Let's see, we moved Gav. We've done them. We've got... Yeah, we're going to have to focus in on this battle right here. Let's just move the camera and just key in on that. The good news is help is on the way. And all of our guys have all of their special abilities left. We're gonna go ahead, and it's not a skeleton, so we don't have any specials there. We're gonna go ahead and bring in him. He's gonna use his free move to get to there. And then, Arthur, what are you gonna do? Jonal, you have, let's go with Berserk Charge. That Berserk Charge means that he gets a free D8 attack, and I'm going to go ahead and use the D8 attack as well. So this red die is one of the attacks. Actually, you know what? He's going to use all of his D8s. So the first bonus attack is going to give him 1 hit, and then 2 hits. So this guy has to make 2 saves. He's got to succeed on both of these, on a 4-up. Wow. What are the odds? 1 in 100. I know that. Then he's going to use his regular attack. Is that what we want to do with him? He can use his D6s to attack. And he's going to get the hit. And that forces another save by that terror. Three zeros in a row. Come on, man. Come on. You got to be kidding me. Do we use our cleave? That's +1 to the attack roll. Yeah, we're rolling on the D10. We're going to use cleave. It's -3 to his hit. So we get the hit, and now he has to save. He's got a -1 to his save. Sorry, it's a -3 actually. So he has to roll 7-up on both of these dice. And he goes down. That's going to be a little bit of extra money for Arthur. And then we're going to do the same thing with Jonal. Jonal is going to get his free D8 attack. He's going to hit with it. And of course, he's going to attack with his D8s, so he misses on that. But he does get the 1 hit with the free attack, and a 9 and a 0 means that terror is still kicking. Okay, we'll attack with our D6s, and we'll get the hit. And that terror is going to save with a 9. All right, we're going to go ahead and use our... So he used his Berserk Charge on that one, and he's going to use his Cleave now, which means it's +1 to hit, a 5 is a hit, and that guy is going to have to save at a -3, and the 0 doesn't. Wow. Now, he uses his free move action to drink a healing potion, gets rid of those, and now he has all 3 of his actions left to go. Unlike his companions, he has... Oh, Gav, what are you going to do? He could teleport out of there. He could use his Token of Guile to just disengage. But instead... Oh, let me cross off that healing potion. Instead, he's going to go ahead and use his Blood Rage. This is a free attack. All 3 of these have a +1, so he actually gets up to 3, 1 attack at D10, designated as desired, 2 dice bonus applies to all attacks. So this with the... Is there a +1? No. This is actually a miss, but he does get to re-roll them. So he gets a total of 3 hits. And that terror has to roll 3 times, and he fails the one. That's all it takes. That terror goes down to the blood rage of of Gav. And now Gav still has his D8 and his D6 actions left to go. So he's going to use them both to try and boogie on out of there. He only gets 1 move, but hey, 5 inches is 5 inches. We'll take it. There we go, Gav. And that's the end of the good guy's turn. We're close. We're real close. Let's figure out where our bad boys come on. We've got 2 spear skeletons and a bowman coming on at number 4. We like that. And then we've got 2 terrors coming on at number 1. So the 2 terrors are going to appear right there. We'll kind of rotate away so you can see all of them. The 2 terrors are coming in up there. And then our skeleton hordes are coming in down here. And man, do we have a lot of them. They have to... We'll start with the easy ones first. This terror back here has a total of 3 available attacks. The first attack is going to hit our hired cannon fodder, who succeeds, and then his second attack is going to hit, and with 2 failures, the cannon fodder proves his worth. Hey, we got our money's worth out of him. That's only his second move. He does have a free move left, and he can move a total of 12. Well, he can move 12 inches, except remember where he's at. It's going to cost him 10 inches to get to there. And that last move is only going to get him to right here because he has to fight his way through the slowing terrain. Then we're going to move all 3 of these guys up to here, and they're going to launch both of their attacks at who is that, Bob. Now, the good news is, let me check line of sight on that. 2 of them have full line of sight. We'll roll for their hits first. The first one misses with both of his bow attacks. The second one hits. The third one is going to only hit on 5s. So that means it's going to be a total of 5 checks to see if we're wounded. And he's going to pass 1. He's going to pass 2. He's going to pass 3, 4, and... he's going to fail on the 5th. So he takes 1 wound there. And then we've got another bowman here who can move 6 inches to there. And now he's got a shot at the ranger right there. In fact, he's going to take 2 shots at that ranger. And he's going to get 1 hit. The ranger gets to save. And with a 5, he does. Now we've got the skeletons always move to the nearest engaged opponent. That's this doggo. And then this other skeleton is going to move up 6 inches to here. And having seen... let's see, he's going to move to engage the nearest opponent as well. Since he has D8s and he's further than 6 inches, he's only going to get 1 move, and that's going to put him right there as close as he can get. The terrors have now finished their... no, they have not. The terrors on this side. We have 2 more terrors we need to look at. We'll bop over here to see how they behave. Now they're both going to move 2 inches, or 6 inches, to get to here. And then who is the closest? 4 inches to there. It's going to be... well, he doesn't have line of sight. He's 4 inches from him and a little more. So they're going to split up. One's going to go this way and one's going to go this way. The one on the left, you want to take a, let's take a look, a real close look at these guys just so you can see how terrifying they really are. All right, death comes for us all, even dwarves. And we need to make some movement checks to start. So the guy with the flaming sword is closing in on Gav, and he gets a 6, so he's able to, and then he's going to make 2 attacks. The first attack is going to hit once, and the second attack, wait, no, he doesn't get 2 dice. He hits once. So he's got to make, and he fails. So that's a wound. Like a disso. Then this guy is going to try to move to contact here, and he succeeds, so he has 2 remaining attacks. And those attacks, a 2 and a 7 is going to be a single hit, rolling to save, and that's going to be a successful save. So that is now the end of the Terror's turn. The Dark Forces are done, and we need to look at what to do with our heroes. Remember poor old doggo down here? He's going to disengage. When you disengage, your enemies each get a free hit. And that's going to be 2 hits that he has to save. We're looking for 4-ups on these. And he saves both of them. Hey, that's fantastic. He still has 3 moves, so he's not going to stick around. He ain't dumb. He's going to get a total of 15 inches. No, excuse me. He moves 8 inches. He can move a full 24 inches away. So he's going to race on over here. 10, and then I'll just move him off screen. 20 and 24 puts him almost to the trees. It's going to free up those skeletons, but that's what you get for abandoning your doggo. So that's where he winds up. He will be able to move off table next turn. The next question is whether we want to move Bob with both of his actions. Now, he loses his D10 because he's injured. He's out of healing potions, but he does still have a token of guile, and he does still have his free movement. Let's go ahead and use that free movement first. He's going to have to cross an inch of desert terrain, so his first move is only going to take him to right here. And then, yeah, since he's injured, we're going to try to move him off. He's only going to get 1 more movement. So why don't we go ahead and move him into contact with this terror right here. Kapow. And that at least... Oh, and then he can use his special ability. Yeah, he still has a Blood Rage, doesn't he? Yeah, so we'll use the Blood Rage. That doesn't use a die. So he gets 3 attacks. 4, 5, and 5 means that terror has to pass 3 attacks, which normally I would say that would be difficult to do, but you've seen how these guys are rolling. That's the failure we're looking for. He puts down a terror, and that's a very, very nice thing to do, because he can now flee the table. You know who else can get off the table? Is our ranger. But let's see what happens first. I want to see what happens with this combat first. That is Jonal, and he's going to use his Blood Rage. Free attack, all 3 dice. He's going to miss with all 3. Jonal, baby, what is you doing? All right, so he's going to use his, and Jonal, do you have anything else? Nope, that's all 3. You have a blast. That's a token of swiftness, token of guile. He does have a token of guile. He's going to use it. So he snaps that token, and it allows him to freely disengage. And, oh, yeah, that's extra spicy because it means he's going to be able to move. Is he going to abandon these guys? Do we leave one of them behind? Yeah, we do. He's going to... how far away is he from the end? He's only 10 inches away. Why don't... Yeah, let's go ahead... Let's go ahead and use the D10 attack. So we get the hit, and that terror is going to fail. Yes! Oh, that's so good. Oh, that's so good. Wait a minute. Who is that? That's Arthur, actually. Arthur hasn't used his Blood Rage. Oh, he hasn't used anything. Oh my gosh. Well, good job, Arthur. You used your D10s. Now you can move 5 inches to here. And then with your D8s and your D6, yeah, let's just get him off the table. There you go. So he is now reached safety. He has not gone yet. Do we leave him behind? We can leave him here to intercept anybody coming. That's Jonal, who does still have a token of guile. Yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to leave him here to protect his wounded buddy. This guy is wounded. He's got a D8 and a D6 to get off the board, which we need to do. The one success is all he needs. I don't know, he may be able to move off with one move. Doesn't matter. He's got one wound. We don't trust it. So we're going to leave these two guys behind, and then he is going to... Let's go ahead and take a shot at this skeleton before we run away. A 2 is going to be a miss, and then we're going to try to move, and that's going to be a miss, so he's only going to be able to move 6 inches, and that's only going to put him right here. I forgot about the slow going through there. And then we'll double check just to make sure that all my guys have gone. He was wounded and ran over there. Doggo has gone. He's gone. Yeah, we're done. Turn number 4 means we're going to bring on our last 3 skeletons. They're coming on way over there, which we like. And then we have 3 little demonic terrors that come on down here, which we like. We'll take it. These terrors start there, they start there. So who's close enough to do some damage to our boys? The nearest enemy is gonna be this horror. Not horror, excuse me. It's what do you call the middle guys? He's one of the middle guys. He's one of the D8 boys. He's not gonna be able to make it to contact in one turn. He's going to have to roll a D8 if he wants to make contact with our bowman. And that success means he gets to make 1 attack, which is going to miss. Then we'll bring up our... We'll bring these skeletons up 6 inches to here, where they can line up and take some bow shots. And all 3 of those shots are going to be through the rough going. Yep. So it's going to be... Oh. They've got a total of 6 shots. So I'm going to roll 3 shots against him. And he's going to have to save against 1 hit. And he does. Then it's going to be 3 shots against the wounded dwarf. 2 of those are going to be hits, and he's going to save against 1 of them, and he's going to save against the other one. We've got another bowman over here who can move up. He's not going to have line of sight without 1 more action. So here's his action to move, which he gets. He'll move the full 6 inches, take up position by this rock, and he's going to fire at... this dwarf is the one he's got a clean line of sight to, but he only has 1 shot left, and that's going to be a miss. Now we got a whole lot of moving to do with these 3 guys who are going to go 6 to here. And then I'm going to roll for the 2 movement for each of them. It's going to be, the first one is going to move twice, he's going to move once, and the last one is going to move not at all. So this skeleton will move 6 to here and 6 to here. This one is going to move up to there, and he stops right where he's at. We'll shift around and take a look here, because the only thing left to do, we've got a terror who is standing behind these trees right here. And if he moves up to there for his first move, and then he's going to move a second time, and he's going to get it. So he'll, let's see, that's going to be 3 inches to there, to there. He's going to have to move again and fail, and then his last move is a success. So he can move a total of 12 inches. It's 3 to there. It's another 5, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12. So he can just barely make contact with our bowman. MVP, slowing him down. Then we've got 3 skeletons down here who would all like to move, and they're all going to move 6 inches to here to start. And then all they can do is move. The first one is going to get 1 move, the second one is going to get 1 move, and the third one is going to get 1 move. So they're all going to be able to move 12 inches to here. This might seem a little bit pointless, but you never know what happens with the dice later on, so you might as well go ahead and do it. Now we've got our last little bit of movement is going to be these terrors right here. And they're all going to get to move 6 inches. And then they have 3 actions. So another 6 inches will put him... Oh, that's a D5, D8. We need D10s. A second movement will put him here. His third movement will put him... Again, they automatically move to contact, and then he gets to take 1 attack, which is a miss. So our second guy, he's going to have to use all 3 movements. He's only going to get 3, so he'll go 6, 18, 2 to there, 4 to here, and that's the best he's going to do. You're going to need 3 successes here, buddy, and he only gets 2. So with that, he'll go 6 and 12 to here. The forces of darkness are closing in, but I don't think it's going to matter for our heroes. It's only really going to matter for their buddy there. You know what we can do? See, because we're smart, we're going to use our free movement to get him off the board. We are going to use... Now, how far away are these guys? 5 inches is just enough to get both of them off the board. And once all 4 of our heroes have cleared the board, I believe we just won the scenario. It's not clear to me whether the game ends when all 4 of your heroes leave the board or if you need to get everyone off the board. In this case, what I'm going to do is he's just going to use his free movement to disengage. He's just going to make a break for it. And that means he's going to move to here. That means these guys, the 3 guys in contact, are each going to get an attack against him, hitting on 4s. All 3 of them miss. Look at that. That means that he only needs to get 1 successful move. And no thanks to our dwarven party, the 2 new guys, Doggo and Ranger, were able to escape. Unfortunately, they left behind 2 dead companions whose names will be etched in the Wall of Heroes at Airom after scenario number 7, which is what we will play through next. And in that scenario, our heroes are going to have to hunt down the demon that has taken over their home. And I think that's a goal we can all get behind. Squad goals, something we can all hope to do. Take over and I think that's a goal we can all get behind. Slow down there, Mr. Wargaming. You almost forgot the most important part. Payday! Gav gets 9 silver for killing a terror. Bob gets 9. Arthur gets 18. How about that? There were a couple of other deaths, but those were done by minions, so we're going to donate their share to the widows. We also get D5 times 10 gold. Oh, a whopping 10 silver to share about. All right, 10 silver, and then we get D10 tokens. Well, we used a couple, so let's go ahead and replace the ones that we used. Wait a minute, did we use tokens? Yeah, we used a token of teleportation, so we're going to replace that. I probably should have put a check mark there. That's what I get for just crossing it off completely. Token of teleport. And that's 3 inches. And then we get, so 7 is going to be a 3 altogether. So that's 1. We're going to get 2 more tokens, and I guess... Did anybody else use a token? I guess they didn't. How about that? We'll go ahead and take 2 more tokens of... I don't know if we're going to need swiftness or guile in this next one. It's kind of a fight to the death. I'm going to get 2 more tokens of... They're called tokens of... Oh, what is it called? I can't remember. Basically, it's a token of bravery. And it means that when you go up against a creature that causes terror, you ain't afraid, bro. So I'm going to get 3 of those. I'm going to have to kind of recycle through some of these. We did use 1 healing potion. So Gav is going to have to spend 6 silver to replace that healing potion. And he's going to come out at a bit of a loss on this one. The hirelings both died, so we're going to have to spend 18 to replace each of those guys. And so the 36 becomes 18, 27 here. 72 minus 18 is going to be 62.54, unless I miss my guess. And then we're going to have our hirelings back. And I guess that's about all we need to do for today. Tune in next time when our dwarves go down into the caverns of Airom, hunting down the big Mamajama, the lead demon, the killadilla of them all. Until next time, I'm praying for you.